Hi, my name is Kate. Welcome to my channel. And today we will be starting the book review with spoiler of Rina Monster Trilogy. This is a story about Sasha and Kirill. And this is exactly what I needed after reading the heavy, many trigger warning and psychological book of Adrian. I love Adrian. I adore Adrian. I want to marry a man like Adrian who worship Leah. But it was very heavy and too much blood, and I'm not a fan of blood. I'm sorry. Anyways, this is a feel good, very light, dark mafia, Russian mafia, and it's good because they are both Russian. So Kirill, although Kirill is half Russian, Sasha is full Russian, so it's good Russian. It started with Sasha was 16 years old in a holiday. Her family was massacred by military, and now she's 20 years old. She is in the army because her uncle bribed the army to let her in. She has to pretend to be a man to protect herself because the enemies identified her as a survivor, and now they want to delete her. Second, she has to pretend to be a man in the army so she can infiltrate and find out who ordered the massacre and how no, actually she wanted to avenge her family. It's her duty and responsibility to avenge her family because right now from her entire family there are only four survivors. Her, Babushka, Uncle Albert, Mike who is 9 year old, and no, who is, yeah, 9 year old. He's 9 year old, and he's um no, her brother Anton was missing in action. Excuse me. Nobody knows if he's dead or alive. He's missing in action. So now she is in the army. She is obviously abused and bullied because she looks like a woman instead of a man. She's very weak because she's a woman. She is from a nobility, from a rich family, from a very influential family where she was spoiled and treated as a princess. While she was being abused by her supposed to be fellow army, Kirill walked in, and Kirill is a special force captain, and he saved Sasha. Sasha followed him, asked Kirill to train him because he doesn't like to be a weakling, but Kirill declined. Sasha proved himself, and then Kirill trained her for 5 weeks to be strong. And at the end of the fifth week, Kirill said, "We are leaving. We are actually here not only to train with you, but to spy who could be or the possible next special force member." Kirill announced 5 members, and Sasha was hurt because she feels like she did her best, but she still failed. However, the last minute, Kirill said that one of the most improved army was Sasha, so she invited Sasha. Sasha went to the special force training where she was welcomed by Ruslan, Maxim. They played football. She felt comfortable. She was the breath of fresh air. Everybody loves her. Everybody was in the light mood with her. And everybody loved her. She feels she belongs. She feels comfortable. The only problem now is Victor, the right hand of Kirill, who is grumpy and is like a mountain. And Kirill, because she's starting to catch feeling for Kirill and she's avoiding Kirill now, but Kirill is kind of like suspicious. And then one time when they're about to go mission, Roman, the father of Kirill, visited Kirill, asked Kirill to go back to New York because the situation in Bratva is getting worse. And when Roman left, Sasha saw him, and she remembered that it was Roman who was having a meeting with her dad before the massacre, and she knew that it was Roman who deleted her family. Now they went on a mission in a warehouse where there's supposed to be illegal weapon, but it was actually an entrapment, and Ruslan's team was deleted. Many of Kirill's men were deleted. Sasha was shot. They went to the village. Nobody's going to help them because they're military, and military in Russia has a bad rep. So Kirill stole some of the civilian clothes. They pretended to be husband and wife, and actually, when Kirill was changing her clothes, she noticed that she has a boobie and found out that she is a girl. But Kirill protected her, respect her decision. In the house, they were helped by a retired doctor and nurse, Nicholas and Nadia. They stayed there for weeks to let the wounds heal and to let the snowstorm pass. But one day, when Kirill went to the market, he noticed that they were being followed. When they're supposed to leave, there was an exchange of shooting, and Media Nicholas died. She felt devastated, and she felt like it happened again, the massacre. They went to Victor's cottage. Well, they met Victor, and then they came back, and Kirill made the decision that he needs to go back to New York. The men can stay if they want. Kirill can find the best team for them, but most of the men wanted to go back with him because he is loyal. All this time, Kirill thought that this was entrapment by his own dad to make him go back to New York, but there was a plot twist. And Sasha was confused, but she wanted to avenge her family from Roman, so she went with Kirill to New York. She became the bodyguard, and Kirill said, I own you now. And Sasha said, okay, but she's still a weakling. In New York, she found out that Kirill has a younger brother and a sister. His mother was awful, Yulia, and his brother was cold to him. However, his sister, Karina, she has psychological challenges or mental challenges, but was actually nice to Sasha. Then Roman died. When Roman died, he gave 90% to Kirill, and wants Kirill to be the only heir and replace him in Bratba, and then the 10% will go to Karina. So what happened is that they developed feelings. Since Roman died, she made it her purpose to still find out who ordered the cause of deleting her family. However, along the way, they develop feelings. They become enemies with benefits until one time when they are in the bar, Kirill caught her talking to the phone and telling someone, I missed you. It was actually Mike, because she called her uncle, and her uncle said that Babushka is sick, she needs to go home. And then she talked to Mike, her and actually her cousin, 9-year-old cousin, and was feeling lovey-dovey with him. Kirill got jealous, and then she asked vacation. Kirill approved, but at the end Kirill said don't go, but she still went. Kirill followed her alone, and she met her uncle and some mercenaries in the same warehouse where they had their first mission, and Ruslan's team was deleted. And then her uncle saw Kirill following her alone and shot Kirill twice on the chest. That's the ending of book 1. Like, everything. It was very light. It was not that crazy mafia. There's not that much blood. It was a feel good, and I like how finally Rina Kent went back to a very strong female lead. And Kirill, I love how mysterious he is, how cunning and what do you call this? Manipulative he is. Excuse me. How manipulative he is, and how handsome he is. How they are perfect for each other. How their chemistry is. How they develop their relationship from being like, I don't like you, to being benefits with enemies. No, enemies with benefits. My only dislike is Yulia and Konstantin and Roman, because they are all awful to Kirill. But other than that, it was very, very good. My story is 5. The spice is 4. Wasn't that perfect, but it's understandable because it's just book 1. Thank you very much for Please do subscribe and comment below. Oh my god, my throat is itchy. I'll see you on the next book, which is Lies of My Monster. And bye-bye.